Hey, what's going on, guys? Dave here, and welcome to Level Up Mornings. I know it looks a little different. That's because I have a special guest.
Hello.
Welcome, the Mighty Merg. Also, my friend Jonas. He's on Twitch. Check him out. The link will be in the description below. So before we get into why he's here, let me give you a couple updates. My YouTube channel has changed pretty drastically from what I had originally intended. I meant for it to primarily be a thing where we did, we learned things and explored the world and all of that stuff. And it has devolved into a gaming channel because over the winter I had nothing else to do. But things have started to pick up on that front. And as such, well, we're probably going to be doing some stuff. So the gaming is going to be reduced significantly, even if it means I only post 2 or 3 videos a week. I will finish Trine and continue doing the Trine series just because I have them and I like it and I want to keep playing it. Once I'm done with Trine 1, though, it will probably transition over to Twitch. The Minecraft survival mod pack that I started doing, Blind Spot, which some of you have seen, I will finish on the channel, and then after that I'm probably going to get away from gaming stuff. We still may do software and game reviews on the channel, but there will be less gaming overall. That being said, you may also notice that this is going up Monday morning instead of Sunday morning. And that's because I am going to be starting a new job soon, and I am still going to be using my weekends to record my stuff for YouTube when possible, but basically things are going to be going up on the channel as there are things to put on the channel, which this week is actually going to be quite a few things. Later this week, you'll be seeing the decision video of what me and Middle America TV's build project is going to be. I think you're going to be into it. Also, later this week, so I, as you know, work closely with Urban Homestead as an actual member of the Urban Homestead team. And we've been doing a lot more reselling than building just because I did most of the building, and with my arm being, well, it's still an arm, but barely.
It tries.
It tries. So we've been finding old vintage things and either repurposing, reselling, things like that. We found a vintage guitar that could be as old as the middle 1930s. It could be as new as the early 1970s, as near as we can tell. We're actually going to be taking it to Guitar Center and having them help us ID it, because it's a vintage F-body archtop guitar with no brand markings. We know it's not a Gibson. So we're going to be taking it to Guitar Center, and the guys over there said they'd help us out. We're going to have to talk to them then to verify that we can record, because they have pretty strict policies. But I would look forward to that video, because I'm pretty sure they're going to let it happen. It's free advertising for them, and it shows a service that most people don't know that they have. Now, talking about some of the Twitch stuff. I do stream on Twitch almost daily. Again, links in the description below. And one of the guys I stream with from time to time, this guy.
You touching me?
I am touching. So we've played a fistful of games together on Twitch. He's actually undergoing a computer upgrade right now, which should make that a little easier.
Yeah.
Insert whatever hand gesture you don't find offensive here.
Well, that rules out all of them I know.
You're not wrong. There's a reason he doesn't say much.
Mainly because a lot of it people don't like.
No, mainly because a lot of it will require me to do a lot of editing.
True.
But we are looking at starting a project together. It'll be him, I, Biker Dude, possibly Tenebrae, and a fistful of other people. Some you may recognize from my channel, some you may not. And maybe some other people. I have some feelers out. But we are looking within the next couple of months, I would say, at starting a new roleplay project utilizing Minecraft. Which, if you follow me on Twitch, you've probably seen some of the tabletop stuff I do over Discord with Shaden and the boys. This is a different animal. It's going to be story arcs written as if for tabletop, but utilizing the knowledge, resources, and abilities that we have in Minecraft to overcome challenges. Also utilizing a buttload of mods that add crazy monsters that do terrible things to us that I just want to roleplay. I don't want to starve.
There's magic to fight those things.
I mean, there is. There's actually, 4 magic mods in that mod pack? Maybe 5?
Ars Magica, Blood Magic.
So Ars Magica 2, Blood Magic, Alchemical Wizardry, Thaumcraft, and Witchery.
Yeah.
And then I think there might be another one, but it's a magic items mod called Reliquary.
Yeah.
Where basically you can make like super powerful artifacts that do things like it's a bucket that infinitely pours or picks up water. It's really not that powerful.
I mean, infinite water source. It's just an infinite water
yeah,
source.
although always having it with you, I suppose no matter what height you fall from, as long as you're quick enough, you could keep yourself from taking fall damage.
Technically, but there's a lot of math that goes involved in that.
But you could also do that by just carrying a bucket of water with you.
Yeah.
So, no, there's some other cool stuff. There's a gun you can make from that mod. It's like a weird black powder gun.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, so there's a lot of cool things coming up on Twitch as far as the gaming. So if you like the gaming stuff, you should follow me on Twitch. You should follow Merg on Twitch because he's actually going to be running the show. He's going to be one of the server admins, as well as the actual guy orchestrating all of the story and everything else. So if you want a behind-the-scenes look, you should throw him a follow.
Yeah, I'll be streaming most of like what I'm building and everything. Probably giving like a little interior look to what the story might be. And granted, I won't give everything away because that'll spoil it for when you watch his view. And
I won't spoil anything. You know me. How often do I take the beaten path or the obvious route?
that's true. Yeah. As well as Biker Dude. You two are a force to be reckoned with.
Also, for certain sections, just a recommendation, you may want to utilize command blocks to throw us into adventure mode.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to be like, oh, wait, but the end room is right there. I can see it on the map. Mine. We made it to the treasure without fighting anything. Huzzah. You're just going to have to remember to have a way for us to come out of adventure mode. Otherwise, it makes doing anything else pretty much impossible.
Research is definitely something you're going to have to do.
I think you can do that with command blocks too, on if-then statements. They're just really complicated algorithms that usually require multiple command blocks. But since you'll be in creative, like you'll have access to the command blocks, you just may want to look at how those command structures work. Because I don't know. I've never used command blocks.
Really?
Really. Never needed to.
I do it for some.
I use machines from Ender.io like an adult, which he's not going to let me have.
Because technology doesn't fit in a fantasy setting.
I mean, steampunk? We should actually do steampunk sometime. That sounds like a blast. Because then you got like Wild West and like machines and giant killer robots.
You know?
That run on coal.
That's probably something that I would prefer to be as a player because I'm...
Oh, no. We'll make Biker Dude do that one.
Yeah, because I think he'd be good with that one.
I'm not going to run any of them because...
You're a cruel mistress.
I can be cruel when running games, it's true. In a D&D campaign about 10 years ago, I turned a player inside out. Didn't kill him, just turned him inside out.
a D&D campaign about a year ago that I was DMing, you outright killed another player.
It's
For the fun of it. Dramatic effect, sorry.
Well, okay, but to be fair, they were chained to a wall. And they were being introed. And I needed their soul for reasons. So I stabbed them with my sword that stole their soul, and, you know, Dave leveled up. We'll just put it that way.
Very true.
So, but yeah, that's something to look forward to. Check his channel out, because he also does garbage games like League of Legends.
Not League of Legends, Smite, the big boys version.
It's the same thing. I used to play Smite all the time with, you know who you are. You probably don't watch, but you know who you are. I used to play Smite with you all the time, and I hated it. I'm not a big fan of MOBAs. Like, and it could be the same reason I'm not a big fan of Battle Royales. I haven't found one I actually like yet.
Well,
because I'm typically not a fan of fighting games, but I love Brawlhalla.
You see, and I didn't like Brawlhalla.
But do you like most fighting games? Do you like Mortal Kombat?
Honestly, it depends on who I'm playing with, because like Super Smash Brothers, that's such a fun game to play with like a whole bunch of
Super
friends.
Smash Brothers I also like, for the same reasons I like Brawlhalla.
Yeah.
Brawlhalla is Super Smash Brothers minus Nintendo.
Yeah. But honestly, fighting games are definitely something that, like, what really actually makes the game is who you're playing with.
Can be a lot of times, yeah.
Because, I mean, I've played Super Smash Brothers with a dude who played competitively, and he was not the nicest person about it. And I played casually with my brother, that was about it. And it was not a fun time with that one guy.
See, I feel the same about Magic the Gathering, though. Because you can be super competitive with Magic the Gathering and still have the game be about, like, fun and the enjoyment of the game.
Yeah.
Which, when I was a competitive Magic the Gathering player, like IRL, that's what it was about for me. I wanted to challenge myself to build something. Like, I rarely looked at the meta. I would look at lists of new cards.
Yeah.
Because you have to know what's available. And then build a deck from there. But, no, so Magic the Gathering is a lot the same in that respect.
Yeah.
Is, you know, if you're playing with a guy who's just out to win and looks at the meta and just spends the most money to build the best deck he can, that guy's not any fun to play because he's not understanding the spirit of the game.
I almost quit like 3 months ago because of a guy like that. When you're playing...
guys like that make it hard for me to play Magic the Gathering Arena, which is why you haven't seen as much of it on Twitch.
Yeah, with the any of the Nexus of Fate decks that came out recently, one dude literally just kind of like looked at me and he's like, okay, I've cast my second Nexus this turn. Or, yeah, in these extra turns. So I've basically got my engine going. Do you want to concede or see me play it out? And, I mean, he was really nice about it, but then there was this other dude. He had no personality whatsoever. And only been able to beat him once. It wasn't a match. It was just a single game. And he is no fun to play with because he has no personality.
Seeing me, I used to have people get really upset with me, and this is back years ago. It was right after the Kamikawa block finished.
Yeah.
Okay. And I had a deck that I built that was mono blue control, but it utilized cards, and it was a legacy deck.
Yeah.
But it utilized cards like Ornate Kanzashi, so I could remove the top card of target player's library from the game. You may play that card this turn.
Yeah.
Right? So my win, I didn't have a win condition in the deck other than a pair of Thieving Magpies, which hit for almost nothing, but they draw me extra cards. My win condition was I would dig through your deck, steal your cards, and play your win condition against you. That was the whole point of this deck. I called it Mirror Match.
Yeah.
Because it also had a playset of Isochron Scepters in it. One would have a boomerang, one would have a counterspell, and every turn I would bounce a land back to your hand. Effectively locking you, usually at 3 land for the rest of the game.
I think I stated prior in this video, you are a cruel mistress.
And then the counterspell, anything you manage to pull out of your deck that you can play you're not going to be able to play many multiple things. So I just
Yeah.
counterspell whatever you play every turn, and then I dig through your deck and pull cards out. Or if you play something that I really want, I just use control magic. Take control of target permanent. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you know that really cool thing that you just played? It's mine now.
It's mine. That's always a fair move.
It was the deck was a utility deck. That's all it had in it was utility. A card utility and control. There was no win condition. I fireballed a guy for infinite using his own infinite mana combo once. And his own fireball.
That's beautiful, actually.
Well, but the thing is, playing a deck like that I poured so much time into in building. I was at a tournament once with it. Because it was a tournament legal deck.
Yeah.
I was at a tournament once with it, and my first match in this tournament was against a guy who had won the previous tournament with 0 losses. His first match was against this deck. This deck's whole point is to make you sad. Oh, I gotta play something. Oh, I didn't get to keep it, though.
So, for those of you that are in the current meta of Standard, it's basically any Nexus or Esprit control deck.
It's worse. I had
do you know what
Memnarch back then.
You know what Teferi's ult does?
Do you know what Memnarch is?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's not exile.
Turn something into an artifact. Take control of target artifact.
Yeah. That's a more acceptable win condition, in my opinion, because, I mean, you're, like, turning my stuff against me, but with Esprit Control, the win condition is literally to use Teferi's ult to exile everything you control.
I know, I've played against it on Magic the Gathering Arena.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I dislike that deck. It loses the mirror match. Oh, you played Teferi. He's mine now. Oh, you played another Teferi. No, you didn't. Counterspell. The thing is, this deck... Okay, so it ran 8 counters. 4 of them were Counterspell. 4 of them were Memory Lapse, which also only costs 2. Memory Lapse says... Counter target spell. That player puts that card on top of their library instead of into their graveyard. Because if it's something I really want, but I don't have a way to take it from you, I memory lapse it, and then I use Ornate Kanzashi to pull it off the top of your library and play it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a disgusting deck. I still have a copy of it. If you want to see it sometime. The Memnarchs are gone, and like a lot of the other stuff is gone. It's not nearly what it was because Memnarch got banned.
Yeah.
For reasons.
I think it's still Commander legal.
I hate the Commander format. It is the worst format to ever happen to Magic the Gathering. Commander is a game of, I'm ranting.
As South Park said, blame Canada. Because it was a couple of Canadian dudes.
I love you Canadians. Except for those guys.
I love those guys too. Because EDH is so much fun.
No. EDH is okay. It's Commander I don't like. They are different.
How so?
In Commander, you can only have one of every card.
EDH, you can have multiple copies?
You can have up to a playset. So EDH, at least as it was played the first time I played it, was exactly like Standard, except for your deck maximum was 100 cards, your deck minimum was 100 cards, and you had a commander that did a thing.
Right. Up until this point, I always thought that EDH and Commander were the same thing, because everybody has told me that EDH is Commander.
My understanding is no, but also, the first time I touched EDH was...
Probably when it came
14 or 15 years ago? Before it was actually a thing.
Yeah.
So that could have been a house rule thing that, like, my group in my local community.
Yeah, because from everything I've been told, at least EDH grew into Commander. That's what it became.
See, and that's my understanding also, but I can also see how they're like, well, but having a playset of this and a playset of that is no different than whatever.
What I
the
like
Commander
about,
is what makes the difference.
Yeah, what I like about Commander is the fact that, like, having the limited amount of the card is you're not like basing everything off of this one combo that you have a play set of all the cards you need. It's you gotta figure everything out to where you can get it to work every time. Like me, my Atraxa deck isn't really supposed to win. The whole point of it is really fun artifacts.
My first Magic the Gathering deck, I was gifted Sand sideboard.
Yeah.
It was a Onslaught era Elf Ball deck because that's when I started playing was Onslaught.
That was quite a while ago.
Wirewood Channeler, Pemenzara. You know what that does?
Not exactly.
Pemenzara says pay a blue untap enchanted creature.
Okay.
Wirewood Channeler says tap. Add a number of mana of any one color equal to the number of elves you control. Tap for blue, untap. Tap for red, tap for red, tap for red, tap for red. Tap for blue, because I'm out. Untap. Tap for red, tap for red, tap for red, tap for red. Fireball! Although, I preferred Disintegrate, because Disintegrate can't be countered.
That's true.
I actually ran 2 of each in the deck, though, because sometimes I couldn't pull off the combo, but I needed to kill a lot of little things. Fireball's really good for that, too.
Yeah.
And then I added a sideboard that changed the combo from Elf Ball to Elvish Wedding. Also an Onslaught era combo. So there's an Elf Mutant whose name I can't remember. If you know what I'm talking about, put it in the comment below because I actually want to rebuild this deck, but I can't figure out what card it is. Elvish Wedding. There's an Elf Mutant that says tap 7 untapped elves you control. Put a 4/4 beast creature token with trample into play or something like that. Right? And Intruder Alarm. Creatures don't untap during their player's untap phases. Whenever a creature comes into play, untap all creatures you control. Tap untap, tap untap, tap untap, tap untap, tap untap. In addition to that, the sideboard also threw in a coat of arms.
Oh boy.
And by A, I mean 3.
Why?
Well, because 3 of the Wedding Mutant, 3 Intruder Alarms, 3 Coat of Arms, and that left enough actual sideboard to deal with anything I had to actually sideboard against in their deck. But the point of changing the combo is they have now sideboarded against the wrong thing and aren't looking for the cards that are actually dangerous now. Match 1, I play one combo. Match 2, I play the other combo. Blindside my opponent, yay, I win. Or excuse me, game 1, game 2.
Yeah.
There was rarely a game 3. My second deck was a zombie deck. That, much like my blue control, it was black control but with zombies. I made you sacrifice all your creatures, made one of my creatures infinitely big, and then hit you with it.
Yeah.
Or I sacrificed an infinite number of creatures and of zombies and had a Vengeful Dead on the board, and you took infinite life loss. Or Grave Pack, Notch School, Natuko Husk.
Yeah, all of the staple zombie cards.
All of the bad scary. Plus Rotlung Reanimator and Artificial Evolution. Rotlung Reanimator, whenever a cleric goes to graveyard from play, put a 2/2 zombie creature token into play. Artificial Evolution makes Rotlung Reanimator now say whenever a zombie goes to graveyard from play, put a 2/2 zombie creature token into play. Sack a zombie token, make a zombie token, sack a zombie token, make a zombie token, sack a zombie token, make a zombie token. Oh, and guess what? I have a Grave Pact. Every time I sacrifice a creature, you do too. Oh wait, no, I have 2 Grave Pacts. Every time I sacrifice one creature, you sacrifice 2.
Tokens never touch the graveyard.
Yes, they do. I don't know if they still do, but back in Onslaught, whenever something is killed, it goes to graveyard. Then if it's a token, it's removed from game.
I'm pretty sure that rule has changed.
I'm sure it has, but back then, that's how it worked.
Yeah, because I played a lot of Commander.
So, yeah, Commander changed a lot of the best rules. It upsets me. Well, they changed how the stack works 3 or 4 times since I started playing, and it's now back to basically how it was when I first started playing.
Oh,
Oh no, it's still that way.
really? I've had a lot of people lie to me then.
Yeah, so tokens still go to graveyard before they're removed from game.
For anybody who's been told the wrong thing by various friends and judges.
That still works.
That's
Disgusting.
something I could have broken a lot.
So, anyway, guys, it's been fun. I know this is a pretty long level up mornings, but I had my buddy Jonas here, and a lot of you haven't seen his face because he doesn't have a face cam because he's not an adult. I mean, he is an adult.
I do have a face cam, it's just the fact that I don't have my own apartment yet. And Liz always walks in when I'm streaming.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he recently moved back to the area. He's actually crashing with Biker Dude at the moment. And my little sister. I love you, man. Be safe. You guys, I love you too. And until next time, remember, never stop leveling up.